Greetings, friend! How are you doing today? I have one question for you today. My questions for you today. How would you feel and what would you do if someone whom you are interacting with are just plain old seemingly to just either very upset all the time or simply mean, or perhaps you're not interacting directly with this person, but you notice someone whom say you work with or you interact, you are in the same space on regular basis, just somehow very mean and very upset. Even nowadays with the in online meeting, you can notice sometimes some people just kind of grumpy and irritable and something. Well, how would you feel and what would you do in that scenario? I have a client who this is back before COVID, but she was working in a place and she noticed that it was a wonderful place and everything wonderful with an exceptions of one person. And this person who happened to be a supervisor for a lot of them, it's a very good, very efficient person. It's really good in work ethic in every way, but somehow just seems to be very tired and very cold and can be a little bit on the hardest edge. And some people find this a little, many people, including the client, including her, find this a little bit discouraging and so forth. And so as we were talking and we were learning about life mastery skills and about being love, being a person of love and bringing love into everything, she was like, how would I be loving and why would I even be loving to this person? And I shared with her two things. The first one is a quote from the Course of Miracle. A quote from the Course of Miracle says that every action is either an expression of love or a call for love. Every action, regardless of what it is. It could be an actual loving action, but sometimes even an action that seemingly to us has zero love in it is actually could be a call for love. And sometimes an action seemingly has zero love, like a parent yanking yanking a kid from the street from a moving car and screaming at the kid. It's actually an expression of love, isn't it? So every action is either a call for love or an expression for love. And I also shared with her this quote that I find a long while back from my mentor, actually. The quote from a Persian poet named Hafez back in the day. And Hafez says that, I know the way you can get when you have not had a drink of love. Your face hardens, your sweet muscles cramp. Children become concerned about a strange look that appears in your eyes, which even begins to worry your own mirror. This is a quote from Hafez, which is the Persian poet. I shared this with her, and I said, sometimes, when somebody has not felt love for a good long while, then it will naturally harden us, because love is like the dew that soften us, that bring us to feel alive, that bring us to feel more gentle and tender. And I invite her to just experiment. How about whenever she notices that this person's harden up, this is basically actually the word that she used, that he harden up and just stiffen up and kind of hold back and something. Whenever that happen, whenever she noticed that, how about if she just quietly says to herself, directed at this person, and says that there is love, I love you, life loves you. And depending on your belief, you can say there is love, I love you, and God's love you, whatever it is. But just send as much love as possible to this coworker, to the supervisor actually of her. And I said, if you don't mind, you just, it's, everybody is, you are the highest authority. But when you encounter somebody like this, somebody just kind of like really hard, really stiff, really brute, really upset, sometimes seemingly upset at no reasons, and so forth, and sometimes just plain old mean. How about if you just experiment and say, okay, I'm going to just practice sending love to you, love from me, and the infinite love that we know is always here. There is a love here that's here before us, in all of us, through all the time that we're here, and even after we physically left here. And so how about if we just practice when you encounter somebody who is just seemingly can benefit from a little love, regardless of the person behavior at the moment. Now, of course, if it is a harmful, abusive situations where you're physically harmed, you don't want to stay in that environment. Get out of there before you and then send love later on. But if it is somebody just seemingly abrasive or something, or you hear something in the news that says, why is this person acting this way? How about if you experiment to just sending love, and do that for a week or two, and then see every time you notice this, and then at the end of that, see how is it that you feel. And then if it is someone whom you are interacting directly, after a couple weeks, see how this person is. And my client actually decided to join this experiment, and she experimented in this case, and just with this particular supervisor coworker. And she told me that only after several weeks, definitely less than a month, because we're still in that lesson actually. She told me that, oh my goodness, I did this. Every time these supervisors doing this, I noticed it with somebody else. I just noticed the person's down the hallway, and also definitely when I'm interacting with the supervisor, I start with every interaction with, okay, there is love, I love you, I'm sending love to you, and I'm sending the infinite universal love to you. And just feel it from the heart as much as you possibly can, sending this love. And with her, in a matter of a few weeks, she noticed that this person first softened up with her. Because she's the one sending love, and definitely when she noticed that, then she said, oh my goodness, this is good, this is working, and she's sending more love. And over time she noticed that this person just softened up and relaxed out in general with everybody, and everybody was like, oh my God, this person is, the last couple of weeks he softened up a little bit. And so I invite you to just join me in this experiment if you like to. Whenever you encounter somebody who seems to just really defensive, really angry at life, sometimes plain old mean and so forth, to just join and send love. Send love as much as you can from your heart. And even if you say, I just cannot feel love to this person, then we know that there is love here that's always here, and send as much as you can the infinite, the love from life, and to this person as much as you can, just send love, and then see what happens, experiment what happened, because we know that regardless of what the action look like, regardless of how you might feel how unskillful the behavior is, that every action is a call for love and an expression of love. And for some of us who who are unfortunate enough to have not been having a drink of love, as Hafiz say it, their face harden, their sweet muscle cramp. Children become concerned about the strange look that appear in their eyes, which even begins to worry them, their own mirror, and to perhaps worry you. But we know that when that happens, what they can benefit, and in return, you and everyone can benefit, is love. And so I invite you to just join me. And if you like to, please share in the comment below, how can you be even more loving to others, particularly those whom you perceive as not acting in a very loving manner? Just share in the comment below if you'd like to, or share your experience if you ever experiment with this. And then please also feel welcome to share this video with anyone that you like to, if you love to do that. And this is Bridget with From Grieving to Joyful Living. I love you very, very much. I know we are all at the end of the day come from love and deserve love, and I look forward to see you again very, very soon, all in the beauty and kindness of love. And I see that you make it a wonderful, loving, lovely day.